Hi guys, it's Emily from Novel Novels and welcome to today's video. This is my reading catch-up May week 5 and it's about recovery because basically, obviously, if you would have seen my community post on both on YouTube and on Instagram, I did have a small operation, the one that I've been talking about for ages wanting. I did have that last Friday and that has impacted my reading because obviously in the days coming up to it, like the last Thursday, the day I filmed my last reading catch up, I was not in any fit state to read. I was so anxious. And then obviously on the day of the procedure, there was no way. And then the following days afterwards, I have been literally recovering. I'll talk more about this at the end of the video when I do my chatty bit. But yeah, I've only read 5 books in the last week. I've read less this month than normal, but I am not beating myself up about it. Something I've learned and something you guys have all taught me is I need to look after myself and I can't always read. I have actually, for the first time in I don't know how many years, downloaded a couple of games for my phone, like Block Blast and things like that, and I've been doing that as well. And also, time with my kids. But yeah, anyway, let's talk about what I'm currently reading. So, sorry, I've still got the sniffles. I started yesterday, The Silent Witness by Casey Watson. It's a foster care book. You know I like my foster care books. Yes, they are very sad, but they're quite reflective and kind of making me think about how lucky I am. And they are just ones I seem to like reading. I don't know why. But Casey Watson ones are really good. Like, obviously, Kathy Glass is now finished fostering. This one is a bit of an older one. It's an old library copy. I don't know how old this book is, I think. But it's actually followed on from some of the other ones she's written, so I don't think it's that old. 2017, so it's reasonably old, I suppose, like 8 years old. But yeah, it's a good foster care book. I don't tend to rate them. I sort of put them at like 4 stars in general because you can't really rate a foster care book. But yeah, I'm enjoying getting through it. And then one of the things that my lovely friends that I've been chatting to, like I said, I'll talk more about this, have also said, I need to mood read. So I'm kind of doing reading a little bit early. And I decided that sod how soon I got it, I wanted to pick up the new Heidi Swain book last night. And so I'm reading. So it's The Best Summer Ever by Heidi Swain. And yeah, last night I started it. I had a bit of a rough night with Thomas last night because we'll go through that in a minute. But yeah, he's been my little diamond, but he was having a rough night. So I didn't get to read as much, but I read 100 odd pages of this last night. It's the third in the Winbrook Manor sort of series, and yes, you do need to read the other books first because they've got characters from that you need to connect that with. Started it last night, thoroughly loved it, just what I need, and it is a summary book, and the sun is trying to peer out today. It's supposed to be out for the rest of the week, but yeah, I'm mood reading and this is what I needed, and this is what it's going to be, and I'll be very surprised if it's not another 5-star because I bloody love it already. So those are the books I'm reading. I have finished my set TBR now. So I'll show you the books I've read. The first one, I'm sorry, Jack. Jack sent me this, not very long, last Christmas or Christmas before, and it's Small Island by Andrea Levy, and it was only 3 stars. I am so sorry. It was not one that I necessarily loved. It does talk about a bit about the Windrush era and the fact that obviously it was 1940. We have different timelines. Part of it's set in 1948, so it's the end of the World War II, and England recovering to war. And it's people. There are some Jamaican lodgers that Queenie Bly takes in. It just didn't grab me. And even though it's such a long book, I think Andrea Levy's writing is just not for me. I want to like it, I really do, but it's just not. Yeah, it wasn't grabbing me. It's a beautiful copy and I'm so grateful for Jack for sending it to me, but it was just not one that I loved. It was a bigger book. It was harder to get through. I don't think I really indulged it enough, and I don't think it was just not one for me, so sorry. And then one that again is controversial because it's been shortlisted for the Women's Prize. It's fundamentally by, I'm not going to say that author's name because I wouldn't get it wrong. It got longlisted and shortlisted for the Women's Prize. I borrowed it from the library, fundamentally, and it just didn't grab me. Again, I am so sorry to people. I don't know why I'm apologising, but I am. I know Ange absolutely loved this, and I was nearly bought it full price, and I'm glad I didn't. Thank God for the blooming library. I just didn't connect with it. It talks about, obviously, the ISIS women, and the leading lady, Nadia, is sort of going over there in part of the rehabilitation things, and about Sarah, who's a precocious and sweaty East Londoner who's joined the ISIS. And it's all about the ISIS stuff and about rehabilitation, and Sarah and Nadia, and Ange loved it. I just didn't, and I didn't connect to it. I didn't like the characters as much, and it just was not one for me. And I only rated it like 3.5 stars. It was just not really what I wanted. Maybe it was because no, it's just didn't grab me. There was nothing in it that, like, if I compare that to two of the books that kind of, obviously for me, like Nesting and A Little Trickery, they were long listed, but they weren't shortlisted. And I bloody love those, whereas that I just didn't like. Sorry about this. I may try the other books that were shortlisted, and when we find out who won the Women's Prize, I may try them. But this year's bunch hasn't been the best, and this year the shortlist has not grabbed me. The only one I think on the shortlist that I want to read is The Safekeep, and I will try and borrow that from the library. I am looking for that, and that is one I want to borrow because I think Charlie said that she really thinks I'll love that, but that didn't grab me. So that was just meh. And then my 4 stars was a book that I needed, and this was actually a really good funny book, and this is The Fiance Fast by Alexandria Bellefleur. Got it for like 20p from one of the charity shops near me. It's an LGBTQI romance, and it is funny, and it was great, and it was just what I blooming needed. And it does talk about like emotional abuse, and it talks about like fake girlfriends, and like it's fake girlfriend trope, but it was done really well. And it talks about like Tansy, who's got the greatest love is her family bookshop, and she loves books. And then you've got Gemma, who's a wild child, and she's the outcast of a wealthy family, and she must be married to inherit. And it just talks about things like that, but it does talk about family dynamics, and it talks about things like that, and it really does talk about bullying as well, and some of the bad things in this. But it was done really good in the fact that there was funny moments, there were sad moments, but it was a great, if you want a good LGBTQI romance, then this was done smashing it, and it was just what I needed at the time. 4 stars, but a really good 4 stars. And then the next two 5 stars, and they just, as you can guess, yeah, both of them are fantasy. Are you blooming surprised? No, I'm flipping not. First one again was my mood read one, because I spoke to Kat and Danny, and they both were like, you need to read a book to cheer you up, post-prop, and they helped me pick this. It's second in the series, The Demon's Guide to Wooing a Witch. Yes, you do need to read A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon first, because if you don't, it won't make sense. You need to read these books in order. And obviously I can't go into too much detail because it's second in the series, but Cleda Cunningham knows that she's rough around the edges, and she has a hot temper that can get the best of her. So when she stops a demon attack one night, she's horrified to realise that the man she saved is none other than the cold-hearted Astaroth. And he's a legendary member of the Demon Heist Council, or at least he was, but he's got amnesia. There is a lot of sexy stuff in it, but it's done well. And again, and what I like about this, yes, you have got the standard bloody body image that Khalida is slim, but she's athletic slim. So it's not like she's like diddy. She's like, and she wears what she wants to wear. She's like into gym. And I think I like that because it wasn't too body image. Yes, she's got the perky tits that every bloody seems to have in the bloody romance. By the way, guys, I'm thinking about doing a romance rant video. What do you think? Because I am getting a bit fed up of bloody romances where the women are seriously slim and the blokes are horny and tall and sexy. What's about blokes with the bit of a beer belly? They can still be sexy. My Chris has developed a little beer belly, and I still think he's gorgeous. Like a bit of a, but I'm just getting a bit of a, So I'm thinking about doing a rant. But this one was done a bit better, in the fact that she is athletic, she likes the gym, and she doesn't want to be this typical girly, and I like that. And I think that was why this sort of fantasy, romancy bit was done well. And it does have the werewolves. You've got a bit of werewolves in this, which apparently the werewolves are in the next book, which is why I'm quite looking forward to the next book, actually, because the next one's got a werewolf lead character who's wooing a vampire. That could be different. This author smashes it out of the park, though. It's saucy romance, fun fantasy. It follows on really well from the last book in the series. It connects brilliantly, and this is just the series I bloody loved, and I'm so grateful for starting it. So I blooming love this. Yes, I'm keeping it. And now to my favourite book of the week, and probably my favourite book of the month, and slash it might always, but it's another one that's going on my favourites of the year. Basically, May, I've had about 2 or 3 books that have been on my favourites of the year. This is Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. It's my last Spoonies book. Again, I'm really sorry that I've not done Spoonies live. I'm sorry that me and Kat haven't been around as much. Yeah, my health's taken a battering, and my mental health has really needed me just to be a bit more stepping back. But this is the one that I was reading at the time of the op, and I was reading it before, and I read it after. And it is massive. It was like 560 pages. But when I say this was good, this wasn't just good. This was knocked me off my feet when I shouldn't have been knocked off my feet, because obviously I'm living recovering. But this was so flipping good. You try reading this when your stomach's killing you from ops. But this was just amazing. Fantasy, own voices, disability rep, got everything in it. Like, it was just the dog's blooming bollocks. But apparently, Kat says, because there's a cliffhanger at the end of this, but the cliffhanger at the end of the next book, Iron Flame, is so blooming big that I would need the third book. And then we've got to wait for the third book to come out in paperback, because you know me, I've got to have all 3 in the same edition. So please, God, let the Onyx and the Storm come out in paperback soon, because as soon as it comes out in paperback, I do not care. I will be buying it. I don't care how much it costs. I will be buying it, and I will be reading it. And as soon as we get the date, then I'll know when I can read blooming the next book, because I just need to flipping read it. This is fantasy at its best. It's got dragons. It's got friends to enemies to lovers. Everyone's got an agenda. It's got flipping good. It's got characters that appear weak at the start and then get stronger. It is just flipping amazing. I am now the biggest fantasy lover ever. This is just the dog's bollocks. And you have to bloody read this. If you like fantasy, if you like a bit of romance, yes, you can tell them who she's going to end up with. But it's brilliant. Friends to lovers trope, enemies to lovers trope, done well. Dragons, people being killed, but it's not too gory. It is just done incredible, and I thoroughly loved it. So yeah, I could talk about that book, and I think I'm going to do a cat. When I've read the whole series, I might just do a video on the whole series. But yeah, anyway, so now the bit. Yes, I did have my op last Friday, so a week ago from when this video comes out, and it didn't go quite to plan because of the procedure. The procedure couldn't be done exactly what they wanted to do because of the back thingy. So it's meant that there was a chance it might not work as well. I am on 2 weeks of signed off work, so the week from this video going live, I should be back at work. But this is all a case of I've got to look after myself. But I want to thank. I know my younger sister Vicky doesn't watch YouTube, but her and Charlie, my mum went away within a couple of days of me coming out, so she's not been around. So Vicky and Charlie have both been looking after me. That day they got me, the day after I got back, I needed stronger painkillers, and they got me a packet of 4 fudges, packet of 4 toffee crisps, they got me some Crunchy Bites, some other chocolate, and they got me chocolate and painkillers. And my younger sister lent me a teddy bear, to cuddle to hop teddy bear to help get me better. I want to thank my best friends. Obviously, all of you have been amazing, but literally, obviously my hair, Charlie and Vicky have been my godsends. But Kat, Danny, and Ange and Chatty have literally been on the phone messaging me, especially obviously Kat and Danny and that. And oh my God, Kat, Danny, and Chatty have been like the biggest lethal cheerleaders going. Kat sent me a book straight away, so I got that the next day, and then yesterday she sent me 2 of these chocolate bars. They come through in the post to Nobel Novels, no gift name, but dairy milk with crunchy. You're not trying to get me fat. I have been chocolate overloaded, but it's all to make me feel better and to make me smile, and they have. And they've literally been nagging me to make sure I don't do too much because I'm not allowed. It's killing me not doing housework. I've never thought I'd missed housework, but I am. But I want to thank everyone that put a note on my community post and put lovely messages. Thank you so much. I am so bloody grateful for each and every one of you. and I will get better. Like I said in the video, like there might be less community posts, less posts. It's taken me a while to get through the comments, but I'm just going to take a little bit of a step back. I'm thinking that probably, I said to myself that I'm literally only going to have 2 Monday videos in June. That's my book haul, which will be the next video after this, and then my TBR for July. But in July, I'm thinking that I might do that romance ranty video, because I think I really can feel a ranty video coming up. So I hope you look forward to that. Like I said, if you got to the end of this video because of Fourth Wing, leave me a dragon emoji if you got to the end of the video. What have you been reading? What have you been up to? Thank you all for being so lovely. I'm so grateful for this community. It's the best, and I love you, each and every one of you. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, not so around, ring on my ding-a-ling, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.